Once upon a time, in a land far, far away. Nah, not like that. I'm only joking. But I am going to tell you a story. It's not your story. It's my story. A story like you've never seen before. But you want a proper story, huh? Then I must tell you something of my people and my land. Then you can see the story and know it. This land began in the beginning. Yulungur, that great water governor, he traveled here. Yulungur made all this land and he made this water and he made this swamp that stretches long and gives us life. I come from a water hole in this land Yulungur made. I was looking like a little fish in my water hole. Then my father come near my water hole. I asked him for my mother. I wanted to be born. My father pointed out one of his wives. "That's your mother," he told me. I waited until the right time, and I went just like that into her vagina. Then my father had a dream. That dream made him know she had a little one inside her. That little one was me. When I die, I will go back to my waterhole. I'll be waiting there like a little fish, waiting to be born again. You didn't know all that, did you? Huh? But it's the true thing. It's always like that for my people. Now we have to find where the story is. This story I'm going to tell you. We have to go back long time. Back to the time of my ancestors. Shh. Listen now. I can hear them. They're coming. My ancestors. This wise-looking one is Minygululu. Then his younger brother Dayindi, and then the other ones. Too many names to remember. That one is Jigger. Jigger talked too much, but maybe he heard something. The ancestors are making canoes for goose egg hunting. They cut the barks off the trees, and they talk about women like always. They make fun at Dayindi. They know Dayindi is liking the young wife of his brother Minygululu. This is first time Dayindi hunt the magpie geese. There is many things Dayindi never seen before. And there is much for him to learn on this hunting.
Yo, wabar nyanya, wabar mage, mari nyukung miyal, manden mi, jangan, benar kan?
Minygululu knows it's true about the wrong feeling of his young brother.
Ini nyarbul kenak, kamu, mai luri, nyarbul bongko ini.
The men will carry the barks to the swamp. Minygululu will tell Dayindi that story to help him live the proper way. It is Minygululu's story for Dayindi back then, and it is my story for you now. It is a good story, but you better listen, eh? Maybe you like Dayindi. Maybe this story will help you live proper way. And here is that story. It is long, long time ago. Dayindi is still a little fish in his waterhole. All the ancestors, that Minygululu, Jigger, and even the old sorcerer, all of them little fish in their waterholes. All their fathers and fathers before that, they still little fish in their waterholes, all over this land, waiting to be born. That's how long ago this time is that we are in now. The time that we see now is after the beginning. It is after the big flood came that covered the whole land. Look at that flood. You can nearly see it. We are so long ago now. It is after Yulungur, great water goanna, named the trees and the birds and the plants and the people. It is after Yulungur gave the old ancestors big ceremony of the Jungwan, which give us the law we all learn. It is after the people learn to live to that law. After then, but a long, long time ago. And in that ancient time, there lived an ancient ancestor. This ancient ancestor was called Rijimiril. Rijimiril was a warrior, a proud one. He had wives and children just like we have now. And he followed the law, which is the same law as the law now. The stories of our people are very old. Sometimes they take a long time to tell, days even. Minygululu is telling Dayindi some of the story while they carry the bags. Proper trees for canoes grow far away from the swamp. The storytelling must stop for a while. There is more work to do before the men hunt the geese. They must put the barks in the water to soak. One bark already soaked is put on the fire to make it hot and soft. The story of Rijimiril can go on.
Mình bảo ngar dan dalam penatamnya ngaruk mel lorkon yo yoni jalan.
The first wife Rijimiril had was called Panalunju. Panalunju was wise and she was important.
Mình bảo con này mẹ nếu con mà uang ini kan mana? Mana balik?
The bark is almost ready. They must cool it down to make it easier to bend. Dayindi learns by watching. That is the way we do it with our people. But we better keep this story going. Number 2 wife of Rijimiril was called Nawalingo. Nawalingo was a bit of a jealous one, but she had eyes that sometimes flew at other men.
Marian menggaiten bay mial web punya man.
Nyar penakan mana nak?
Ah, that number 3 wife, she was a young one. She was called Munanjar. Munanjar was beautiful one. She was quiet as a sleeping baby. Rijimiril also had younger brother, just like Dayindi was Minygululu's younger brother. Rijimiril's brother was called Yiralpril. Yiralpril had no wives yet, and none promised. he thought he should have one, and the wife he thought he should have was Munanjar. It was not right to him that his brother had 3 wives, but he himself had none.
Bulog nyo na jawal payerek ka miyal mandin mi penjere kelkam ja. Kanyon benjang kam ngayel mandin jawal pay.
Baba ngarjal mel karman na kur kenen ni nyeri.
Tiene ngibraren ngar ko gor kranya gi oral nenen ne.
The young man lived in Singleman's camp, away from the mine camp. They lived there to learn the law and man's ways. Heer too lived in the Singleman's camp. Even though it was long walking to Regimental's camp, Heer eyes could already see that young Munanjar. His mind would wander off to be with her. Sometimes his legs would make his body follow. He thought about how to really see Munanjar. Maybe he would just walk into the camp and pretend another reason.
Mata bang.
But maybe Bonalunju's eye would be too sharp. That day, near the camp, was haircut day. Heer thought maybe he could see Munanjar from the distance. The one who said that joke is Birin, who lived in the same camp as Regimental. Birin had 2 wives and a belly big as a mountain. He was always eating too much, but his favorite thing of all was honey. He would search for it, beg for it, sometimes even steal it. Ah, yes. I nearly forgot that sorcerer. The sorcerer was old and very powerful. He had good magic and bad magic. He lived by himself to keep his magic secret. Now watch carefully, because on this day I'm talking about, something happened. There was a stranger. Maybe that stranger had a right to visit this land. Maybe he had a sacred waterhole there. I don't know anymore. The story is too old. But that stranger had not signaled that he was coming. He had the smell of someone very dangerous.
kurko balang baningangan. Kurko mara balang gardong. Wa balang me jalan kurko gardong wa.
Are, belengar keringnya. Kurbangun belengar.
The stranger spoke language Ridjimiril could not understand very well.
Kira ruwena jiban. Wheel kaban kurbulle. Whoop to marge. Whoop to marge. Lala ruwena jiban.
Mana? Pelengan manjin ko yung mulko. Chile, laiken marge.
When they knew this stranger was part of magic, the bones of the man were shaking. They did not trust this stranger with the covered prick. He was not carrying anything to trade. Now you can see the canoes are nearly done. Only one bark is left to do. Now Dayindi can learn what happened with his ancestors. Some of the ancients wanted to kill this stranger, but Ridjimiril didn't want to start a war. The stranger was given food to show respect. Soon he would be gone, but the bad feeling about him stayed behind. Far away, the sorcerer was listening in his mind. He heard the man talking about that stranger. The sorcerer came through the bush to the man. He made him listen to him. He warned them about the magic. It's not wise to leave shit just lying there. A sorcerer can do things with it. When the branches rub in the wind, it makes a sore throat.
Chile palma, puyo nak daren mit. Junggoy mabacan makunin. Malma kung mulcim kung yana kaman, yana kamulcim kung kukrama, yana kabala gamban. Bujur win bentil mulci. Chino rinye ne, win yugur jamaga, una bala japang repubal. Yo, maer Rolf me, malma kaya kanya por marwar ngole, gerbala jaban.
Ada bicara macam jam aku berinya. Kita bicara banjir nge.
Yo. Chino leje, mar yol di mono le jaman me, yol je.
Then the sorcerer got himself ready. He looked all around the camp. He looked everywhere for any magic that stranger left behind. After a long time, he was finished.
Yo main gor lacho arpam gor lacho arpam garai arpam.
The men are happy to go in the swamp. It's hard for Dayindi. It's his first time to pull the canoe. Listen to the man honking like this. Dayindi scared of crocodiles. At first, nothing bad happened to Minygululu and his people after the stranger left. Life for the ancient ancestors passed as it always did, as it had since the beginning. Minygululu's wives behaved like wives always do.
Yeah. Nah, mereka tu ay.
Biren behaved like himself.
Lagi orang bayar, kalau punya orang ni kaiban. Cara agar kali ni, orang ni cara orang.
Awak dekat cukup kalau macam kan, apa kat cuci kan orang jalan kat cuci.
Boleh je nak. Cara apa kalau kau? Kau pulang ke mana nyonya cara orang marke, apa kalau kau markam?
Mulai anak perlu ngoda jotan. Mun guru ni mereka dah ini ternak konditong na, mereka jatuh kat cuci.
Ada kelak, nak kaya.
Minygululu went hunting.
Nak kaya pun.
Nak kurang mawanden. Yang tu madu kawangan ngetam.
And the women went to get food, chattering like magpies. The single men suddenly went bush. They seen Biren coming.
Koi, boleh jalan kaki, jangan berjam aja.
Ini melkale.
Boleh lagi yang paling yang keren.
Ayo.
Oh, jangan berjalan, jangan berjam aja.
Pintar beli ngarang kau jelek kado balik. Bil pokoknya mau kuring kau nyamere. Baik. Balanya pilih malah domba. Baik ini domba. Kalah kau. Milnya orang mereka.
Nawalingo went with her friends to be away from Banalinju. And Biren was making spearheads, singing a happy honey song. Gulpilil is trying to be tricky.
Mama tengok.
Wala.
Suele me le kamar se va kai go. Kai le kana har. Kamar se yan. Tar ko.
Oh, betul kau ni. Kau ada berapa nomor kapkan ni mem? Ni begini panas ni. Ni bre. Dah lagi nomor kapkan dalam. Ni gol tu.
Sangat ke?
Dah lagi negara ni panas nomor kapkan macam.
With all his family behaving like they always do, now we know why Ridjimiril went hunting. But that Ridjimiril was still a hard worker for his 3 wives. He was always trying to be fair and nice to all of them.
Mai punya gua kursi dengan. Aku punya barang gila.
Even sometimes to the younger one. Can you hear all them gumang that magpie is? Soon they will go on way to hunt geese and collect the eggs. Dayindi will go with Minygululu to learn the swamp and hear more story. And this story is now growing like a young tree that is flowering for the first time. Back in that long ago time, maybe someone done the wrong thing. Or maybe the spirits were angry for no reason. But in a way it was, the lives of the ancients were about to change.
Now lengo balai ban.
That second wife of Ridjimiril, she just disappeared, like she flew away with the keys. The men sat down to talk about what maybe happened to her.
Yar panir no lengo ai. Marian Jamen. Cek kalur pulai Marian Gurman.
Para bayinya dalam ya.
Arkeingin on yürüme. Ang kami galalop me ni. Ang kami gune kai me. Kai pining bi me. Ngayon jaman me. Jangan kurman aja. Jangan kurman.
Mana jangan gorman. Nakang gurke lem gurpana ngail wiriin rejemeril kong miyal nawalengo gurin mari jolal wanjin ka jenma banyane panelonjo manajar belak ngerile.
Time passed. Life without Nawalingo became normal, even to Regimeteril. But then everything changed again. And our uncle come to visit.
Bokol pane ngari argo pian, kandar mur ngari jol gome, wan gorang ngari bacan, bejai ngari bome, kar nyame ma, naoleng ngokan ma, ka uno ko ngolon bor, yuri nyalo ka belak, yol nge uno ko me nyen, naoleng ngokan nyame, bai anar gua, karuandrane, pan bem.
Regimeteril was right. Nawaling always with that stranger. The uncle's eyes had seen it themselves. The men decided to get Nawaling back.
Tinjung ke tirong nyerpane.
Mayo ne, lemkan makan ne.
Malangar makan apa?
Jadi jarang mayo. Benar janji lembar cak ne. Ya.
Janji lembar makan.
Janji lembar makan benar ne. Marga ngalim janji lembar cak ne. Yol nge. Berok mar.
So the ancients made everything ready to send out a war party. Everybody was ready for war. The men talked about the planning.
Jalan gue lemar kapan?
Waba, dale vale,
Bet ni aja nama belum kau berjalan. Kita pala kali ini. Orang yang lebih berapa nak malok. Kama kare mang dalu kabri ni pinin ya. Almi kele mana nak meyal lemurgalan mak. Baru mandilim kage. Kalau ana jana jaka ngane. Nyone.
Yang mana wer mial Yeral Prilnya.
Padak mare. Kuluk madanak. Meyal. Yota. Tujuan kak.
Nyanok.
Berkan madanak. Jangan meyal. Ganyan manyar para bagaimana? Ada mana ke? Mel kuer ke ni? Mare, wo jamai mak, kamu nak wo jamai mak? Yeral pare, mel kuer, anke?
Matar makan email.
Ini, yang ada pun. Macam mana yang awak ada pun? Kau dah lalu kibin nak kan?
I have to tell you something more about my people. If a man gets killed or dies, then his younger brother looks after dead man's wives. They become wives of his younger brother. That's why Gulpilil could not go. Only the young boys was left in single man's camp. Gulpilil's mind began to wander. Pretty soon, his body followed. He was thinking, with all the men gone, maybe he could come closer to Munanjara. But he didn't reckon with Panalunja.
Kacuanden. Nada le cara de marche. Ngoni mial kurmala dangang baru mala. Wanden.
Dayindi thinks about Gulpilil and Munanjara. Their destinies were like butterflies in the air. They could go here, they could go there. Even the soft wind could change their direction forever. The men must sleep on the swamp while they're hunting. It's too far to go back all the time. But normal camp is not possible. There's too many crocodiles and not enough dry land. The men must be cooking and eating and sleeping in the trees, on platforms they're building. Up there in the branches, they will be safe. Dayindi will soon find out what happened to War Party. Everyone came back safe. Not one angry spear was thrown.
Korop ngunda binyanga na kawrinya binyanyere. Mol korop agrale jamur jene.
Ya.
Kauna marnyone ambana mel korop ngol benin nyanga ne. Ya mbula pelongo nge ngono wani nye.
Yo.
Wala ngono pala jamirin mel knale ngonye. Kam ngambul jene kapura jere kremban. Kaman metin nyanga. Barangay mga chay nabag ni, makanoy. Alar. Pero kaya bali bimo. Kaya bimo. Iba na bimo nunca wadawam. Anak kaya nabiga. Kume bene wam. Nyalong mial ka gorman. Nangaling ukan. Yen wirian ma ngaru kon mial ra gorman nyalu yol ngoy.
There was nothing Rigimuril could do. No one believed him anymore. He became quiet and angry and sad. He was possessed by a bad spirit, like his proper soul been taken away from him. The trouble Rigimuril had was only just beginning. The bad spirit that lived in his head escaped. That bad spirit made biggest trouble of all.
Wani jina mafnyal bra, jawa berpare jakayo chul jo hai. Nyal berpare ini bre. Pero jawa yang kacin me.
Ver. Kau cakap mereka nyambungnya.
Udah ni berpare berbalas ni jaga, jawa raya le.
Ulpa lagi ngapain curian? Paling jarak man.
Hai. Ini berapa mana? Ini berapa? Jangan yang luar ni, orang kaya pun le. Oi! Ada! Mana kau yang ni ada? Kapan belum ni cari? Jalan kerja.
Apa aja kan? Kayaknya dengan kamu. Tahu palingan mana bang?
kerman ke jergung ga je mil temar ge
Alma ya ya. Kamu.
Kere?
Yo. Ibarat.
Orang berkir mana? Ada bicara. Jangan bang je, kabar cek hari. Kabar je bang je.
Ada nabi ke?
Tolong kita bawa zaman me.
Ada kamu pai nabi ke?
Jalan kerja ban.
Awak kan?
Mar punya mereka kor boleh.
Hah? Lu kuliah kan? Kalau kurang kerja le. Nabi kerja kan?
Nanjele.
Kuliah kan?
Mak. Mana kita berada di jalan jalan kerja ban.
Lar, kung gabri ko kalagi. Kung gabri ngalagi, kung kapal ngari. Sama.
Cara orang orang.
Lar.
Mal kerja. Per.
Ay, karain!
Jalan jalan deh.
Kaya aki!
Arwin kerja deh.
Lahat!
Per.
Jangan nyoy bolcho, nyar penelaman guru menanjar ke Yeral friend.
Dayindi is impatient to hear what will happen to the young ones. But the story is growing into a large tree now, with branches everywhere. All the parts of the story have to be told for proper understanding. Minygululu keeps going on the same branch. Those two ancestors, Rijimiril and Birin, done the wrong thing when they tried to hide the body. They didn't hide that body well enough.
Kini hame. Nyuna rawo ngumbume. Ye. Kini nyungu pibijara. Nyuna jit chama yeme. Kanyuna rawo ngumbume.
Kajan Jerman guru jawab mak. Daro kanane. Jerman karan. Wah. Kan nyanya lok tini. Dir palma.
Kalben jere.
Yo Jerman jen. Nyal kini dir palma. Pangar. Armal giang ano. Ah. Ya kata kung jenna Yalo kung birin kung dir pal. Ka ngaruan al margor. Ang bulkin. Kuringin nuri palma. Kuringin argopal kanya nak kaitan argopal. Gujara.
Nyuna rabo mongo mai. Rawang wei. Rawang wei. Rawang wei. Wange. Nyuna rabo me. Wei, rawang.
Kaya kaya me. Ay.
Wona rabo me.
Akara.
Wona rabo me.
At first, that stranger didn't believe Rijimiril. Rijimiril would not change his words. The only thing to do was follow the law.
Makara saban lam yes paya. Kira kange. Yo. Nyana bo me.
Rijimiril could not refuse Makarata
Mingare.
payback ceremony,
Makarata.
where the stranger and his men could throw spears at him until he got hit.
Yo. Tinum gorbe.
As the two groups worked out the Makarata, Rijimiril knew he was in a danger he couldn't get away from. Night is coming to the tree platforms. The men sit near their little fires. The smoke helps to keep the mosquitoes away. They talk about the hunting. There's lots of gumang eggs this year. The telling of the destiny of Rijimiril must wait until night becomes empty of black. Now it is morning. The men go out to do more hunting of gumang and their eggs. Minygululu wants to know if Dayindi has learned anything yet. Dayindi say only thing he learned is Minygululu take long time to tell the story. Minygululu answers, a good story must have proper telling. Back then, all that time ago, it was also a time of goose egg gathering. Payback, Makarata, was to be this time, far across the other side of the swamp. Rijimiril was heavy in his heart. This time, Gulpilil could go to lend his spirit to his older brother. The wives were afraid they'll never see a husband again. Birin could not go. He was too fat to cross the swamp in a canoe.
Nah, koko. Ia berikan polisnya. Kau gini nyong, gini ngerangnya. Raja kerban. Kebab.
It was a bad time. As the men went out to cross the swamp, they were thinking of what Ridjimiril had to face. Maybe that strangest mob could throw the spears good and straight. Then Ridjimiril would have a spear right through him pretty soon. But that was the law. Ridjimiril knew that law. He knew it was the way of his people. He knew the people needed the law, so they could stay living right way with the right land. And he knew he'd broken the law. Without the Makarata, there would be a bad war between the two tribes. There was no turning back.
Serius kal.
Yamu wa. Ta chen bar goma. Li yor kal. Ma. Wa.
Jam jang.
Taret tanel kurpanak.
Minygululu tells Dayindi that Ridjimiril needed Makarata partner, someone who would face the spears with him. The other tribe was satisfied whichever one got speared. It was dangerous thing to be Makarata partner. He could get speared instead of Ridjimiril. Gulpilil knew it and waited his time.
Regional kanyalo kamak. Makaratael. Kino ngano na kamak. Kino mar kamak. Baru bukan jenere. Kamari jene kamungan jenan. Ini bukor konge.
Mok. Mara kamak.
Wala kange.
Mari jen mereka. Ya, kau malakak kalau.
Mundur jeng mereka.
Gulpilil argued with the men. If he couldn't have any wives, or he couldn't have Munanjar, he might as well be spared or dead. Finally, Ridjimiril agreed. The goose egg hunters come together to eat. Dayindi is proud of his hunting. Minygululu will go on with the story when they are eating. We can't wait that long because it was time for Makarata spears to start flying. Ridjimiril and Gulpilil danced like ghosts between the spears. They danced so hard they were nearly invisible. The spears seemed to be passing right through them. The warriors from the other tribe threw their spears until their arms were getting tired. That's how hard those two brothers were dancing. Rigimiril was not a ghost. His legs were human, and one spear too many came flying. The goose egg hunting is nearly over for now, but there is still some of the story left for me to tell you. That one spear too many had hit Rigimiril right in his guts. He was injured all right, but not so bad that he should die. The other tribe, they were satisfied. The law had been followed. Justice had been done.
Arnyongora yolraname.
Anyong
Tena batide gertada yemban.
titit.
Majutit.
Rigimiril still believed it was the stranger who took Nawalingo. It made him too proud to let the men carry him back. He wanted to show the stranger and his own men he was strong and angry. But he was not strong enough to pole all the way across the swamp. And the blood that was leaving his body made him too weak to walk by himself. Vanalunju knew the leaves to use to make the wound better. She knew what to get to make her husband stronger. The men are near the end of the journey. Dayindi is now interested in all the story. He waits to hear what happened to Rigimiril. Rigimiril did not get stronger. In his weakness, he called out to Nawalingo to bring him water. But Nawalingo didn't come. A bad spirit took over Rigimiril's body. He did not have the strength to fight it off. That stranger's tribe might have used some sorcery. Maybe on the spear there was some sorcery. Or maybe on Rigimiril himself. And there is only one way to fight sorcery.
Baik, boleh ban. Dia keluar bapule. Boleh jumpa jangan ada. Ini laikan malara.
The sorcerer could do no more. He was overcome by great sadness. people know. See, they know. They come out of the bush from everywhere. They come for Regimeteril. And see how Regimeteril makes one very big effort. Maybe his last effort. Slowly he gets up. And look at him get up while he's still got the strength. Slowly he walks to the middle of the space in the camp. And there, near the fires, so that everyone can see, Regimeteril begins to dance. His own death dance. Soon the clapsticks will join in, and the didgeridoo, and then singing. Here the clapsticks start. And now it's the didgeridoo. As Regimeteril dances his own death dance. He is becoming weaker. But see how he keeps dancing until all his strength will be gone. Now he's getting tired. Now his strength is finished, and he lies down on the ground. Now the warriors finish the death dance for Regimeteril. Regimeteril is waiting for them to start singing again. He wants them to sing his death song for him, so that all his fathers will know that he's dying and come to him. starting to sing. You think he might be dead, but he's only waiting for his singing. See? See him move his hand like his brown Pathan Tatum? See his foot move? That's to show he is listening. That is going to die, and he's telling his people. Now he is lying there. His heart is still beating, but he's already dead. Look, look, our grandfather gone into his heart to help get his soul out of there. Even his heart is still now. But he wants them to keep singing a bit longer to help him find his ancestors. Then they must prepare him for his journey. They are painting the design of his waterhole on him. That means his spirit can find its way back to its waterhole. It will wait there to be born again. Now they are chasing his soul away, because sometimes it doesn't want to leave. And there it goes on its journey.
Pun jangan mah, najap melan.
Bada. Wer ni jat nya jangoy.
Dayindi is learning one important thing for his life. He's learning to be patient.
Arjuana.
But you're impatient to see the rest of the story, huh? I know that. So I'll tell you what happened. Regimiral's soul was just gone to his waterhole.
Ngayon, yan ang pwede niya mangguro.
Ayo. Ginungo borene golki munyan na gorpan kabulo jinin bulanene
Wala kami di ka kung pumrendel.
prak prak prak.
It was not the stranger who took Nalingo, and she did not run away. It was that Cross River mob took her. They traded her to a desert tribe far away. She escaped from them and took nearly a season to walk all the way back. And now her husband was dead. The men had to show they were warriors. They made a lot of noise about going to war against Cross River mob. But inside their heads, it was not like that. They were happy when Biren come to talk to them.
Kere palam ko bije. Manam ga yor palam marben me. Regimiril kain. Ajele palam ko bije.
There were days and months of ceremony of the dead. All the proper things were done. At last, the spirit of the dead man was proper back where his belonging was. The men are getting close to home. Dayindi knows the story is nearly at its end. Some of the men go back to their own tribe. Maybe they meet again next ceremony. Or maybe next season of goose egg gathering. Finally, Gulpilil could be with Munanjar.
Pwede para, mel ka na para namin.
Barkina pala. Nganyap yan nila kagawad
Naway.
na rale. Ya ka nganyap yan nila
Ako
kagawad
na ko
na
ang
rale.
mga tanmi ha.
Mara dong dong ulo na walang umiyak marki. Ya ka.
Kunyari ka na kawangan
Ya ka
na.
mo yung tukan din.
Oh, ano kay gini way?
Kanin na. Unang udyat ka
Yan gini. Yeme.
And finally, Dayindi had the end of the story. It was not what he expected.
Melayu,
they all lived happily ever after. No, I don't know what happened after that. Maybe that Dayindi found a wife. Maybe he didn't. It was like that for my people. But now you've seen my story. It's a good story. Not like your story, but a good story all the same.